Oh boy, I haven't quite fixed the mic there. It's still kind of shot out right in front of me. Is it going to stay there? I might just have to leave it there. Okay. That was Jane Remover here on 98.5 WNUW LP Aston. Where else are you going to get Jane Remover? On the radio. Nowhere else. That's why you got to come to 98.5 WNUW. And it is Monday. It is Monday, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It is Monday, 3:11 p.m. And it's time for the kickoff, baby. Because every single Monday, 3 to 4-ish, 4:30-ish, Luigi and I are on the air. Luigi, how was your weekend? It was an eventful one.
It was all right. My team sadly dropped points, but, got to enjoy some other games, and we'll discuss that later on throughout. But,
yeah, my team definitely played poorly, dropped some points as well, but we kind of needed them too, you know what I mean? For the narrative.
For the narrative, yeah.
We kind of needed those boys to lose in order to save the Premier League from complete and utter destruction. We'll see, though.
Which is a great segue.
Yeah, it's a great segue into some Premier League action now. Right now, as we speak, Man United is losing 1-0 to Leeds at their own place at Old Trafford. They need this game. They're in third place at the moment. And after City's win, they are now 7 points back. I'm looking at the wrong one. After City's win, they are now 9 points back from second place, and they're tied with Aston Villa after their result. So, interesting for Man United, a little back against the wall action here against Leeds. Down 1-0 early. They're going to have to do a little comeback magic in that one. They had a couple guys that made the signings list for the right reasons and for the wrong ones.
Yep.
I wanted to ask you about not Man United, but the other Manchester City, who took down my Chelsea 3-0 at Stamford Bridge. Goals coming from, again, Mark O'Reilly. And, Nico O'Reilly.
Mark Gay.
Mark Gay, he scored as well.
And Jeremy Doku.
Jeremy Doku. Who, oh, my gosh. My Doku's scoring on you. Oh, man.
That's bad.
The dribble man. That's all he does, man.
No, I feel like what summed up the Chelsea-Man City game was, in the first half, I was watching the game and I said, dang, number 20 ain't playing bad. And I was like, and I said to myself, I was like, dang, Cole Palmer is not playing bad. And then I realized, I was like, wait a minute. That's not Palmer. That's João Pedro. And I was like, let me go watch Palmer. Nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
Nowhere to be seen.
Unfortunate. Our boy has not been available, and when he has been, he hasn't been his best. So, we're going to try and find a way to work him back into the lineup and get things moving again. But, again, Manchester City, man, another commanding win. They're keeping this late season charge going. Chelsea, you're kind of an easy opponent for them at this point in time. Chelsea don't have a lot of go-get-'em attitude.
Yeah.
We didn't really look like we wanted to play all that much,
No.
especially we were out at home in front of the fans. Much-needed win in the Premier League, and, unfortunately.
Like the one video said, there was no passion, no aggression, all that.
But City, on the other hand, they did come to play. City moving up to at 64 points. That puts them 6 points behind league leaders Arsenal. So
with minus 1 point, and the next game is Man City Arsenal, which means if Man City wins, they go -3, but they'll still have a game in hand, and if they win that, it goes on tie points.
Yeah. So that would be absurd. But let's not count Arsenal out from losing, right?
Yes,
because that's the next game we're talking about. Although I do want to ask you real quick. Who do you think, honestly, is the best team in the Premier League right now, top to bottom? Who would you say it is?
I think for overall quality of team and, built for these moments, probably Man City.
Oh.
You could say
better than Arsenal.
Yes, and
more momentum right now.
More momentum, and I also, when you have players like O'Reilly, I'll get into this one guy afterward, Haaland, Doku, Semenyo, but I feel like for me, the player that really takes the cake is Cherki. Not only just off the fact that they got him for 35 or 36.5 million, the performance he had against Chelsea was really great. 2 assists, none of the Chelsea center backs could lock him up. Granted, I hate to be like that, but they couldn't lock anyone up, even if it was a 15-year-old. But, he's just a really great player, both-footed, does literally everything.
Ryan Cherky, a $35 million price tag seems absolutely ridiculous, but that's what they stole the young lad for. City, an absolute powerhouse, led by the one and only, one of the coolest bald guys in the world, Pep Guardiola. The video of him getting frustrated at the fan trying to rage bait him. You know that one? They're walking down the
He's
sidewalk.
like, he turns around.
Yeah, and his people have to hold him back.
Yeah.
Great video of Pep Guardiola. Really gives you a glimpse of his personality.
Yeah.
But as great as Man City is, I'm a Chelsea fan at the end of the day. I got to root for him. But, man, that was super disheartening, and I saw it coming. 3 losses in the Premier League in a row. That's 4 in our last 5 games.
For the first time since 1998, it was your first 3 straight losses without registering a single goal.
Bro, I didn't even know that stat. Thank you for bringing that in today. That's a money stat right there. And that stinks.
It's looking bad because...
90 when? 98?
1998, yeah. Back when you guys had players like Zola, Vialli, Desai.
That's back when the jerseys kind of looked like
back
this.
when the jersey looked like that, yeah. Yeah, Chelsea's got to be careful because, you know, if they don't pick up some form, they won't even be able to hear dun, 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 the Europa League theme song.
Because Brentford keep tying, so chill.
Brentford and Everton. Listen, Brentford, Everton, Brighton, Sunderland, and Bournemouth. Heck, I even put Fulham are only 4 points behind, and that's from 6th to 12th.
Sunderland's nice, man. And Bournemouth, after 4 ties, got their win. You know what I mean? And that leads us into the next one right here. Bournemouth versus Arsenal. Arsenal lose at home to the Cherries.
Yeah.
Goals in this one coming from Gyökeres in the 35th minute, and then obviously for Bournemouth, El Junior Krupi scored in the 17th, and Alex Scott scored the winner.
Yeah. You want to know something funny about the Alex Scott guy? Granted, I only know about him because of the goal.
Yeah.
He's a Tottenham fan.
He's a Tottenham fan.
He's a Tottenham fan, so it probably felt extra good to not only score the goal, but to put a halt on, you know, Arsenal's form.
Yeah, I don't know how you found out that information. Did you see an interview?
They posted like a picture of him, and yeah, I think he even admitted it in an interview.
So he's a Tottenham fan, but he's literally playing for a better club than Tottenham. Tottenham are a joke.
Tottenham, yeah. They're
Arsenal dropping points to Bournemouth. This is huge news, Luigi. Huge news. We've been preying on their downfall. We've been trying to manifest it. And okay, sure enough, though, they lose their next one, and Man City wins, given it was against the Blues. I believe the Arsenal bottle title race is more important because that would be 3 years in a row that they did that. And I'm really looking forward to what Man City is going to bring to Arsenal. That game's at the Etihad?
Yes. No, yeah, to City's home ground, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a stat, too, after the Bournemouth game. Arsenal, in, their first 49 games of this season, only lost 3 times. The last 4 games, they've lost 3 times. I feel like...
Keep them coming, Luigi.
I feel like that...
They're so bad. They're going to blow it.
Dude,
I don't know.
I got a couple Arsenal fans, so you know if they end up blowing it, I already know I'm gonna troll the crap out of them with it. So,
yeah.
But who's gonna be bigger trolled? Tottenham.
Yeah, Tottenham. Tottenham also lost this weekend. They lost to Sunderland 1-0 yesterday. Fairly even game, to be honest with you. Either team could have taken that, but it was Sunderland that showed more grit, more passion in the end. You got to give it to those boys. Goal coming from Nordi Mukiele, possible French roster signee for this upcoming World Cup. Maybe not. I mean, they're stacked, but he is good.
Yeah, they got a lot of right backs Kalulu, Gusto, Koundé.
Koundé's probably going to be the starter, yeah. But, I mean, you never know. But Mukiele gets his goal there and beats the stinky Tottenham Hotspurs. Just like the Men in Blazers said, that's so Spursy.
That's so
right?
Spursy.
Relegation zone on the line. The next most important game is the next one, and they lose that one, and they're going to probably lose the next one too. But they have Wolves in the next. No, they have Brighton next weekend,
I think
and then they're at Wolves.
Their following schedule consists of playing Brighton at home, then traveling to Wolves, going to Aston Villa, then at home to Leeds, going to Stamford Bridge to play Chelsea, and then at home versus Everton. Can I be honest with you? I see them getting 1 point out of these games, maximum of 2 points. They might draw against Wolves and Leeds, but I wouldn't be surprised if they lost those games because I don't think they'll beat Brighton. I don't think they'll beat Villa, especially at Villa. Chelsea's gonna, even if Chelsea's in bad form, they'll still wipe the floor with them. And
Bro,
then
I
Everton,
don't know, man. That's going to be a battle of the stinkers.
and then Everton, who's actually been in some form, and I think they have more quality players. Like I generally don't see Tottenham. I see them getting 1, maximum 2 points. I don't think they can register a win in these last 6 games.
I don't know if I'm rooting for Tottenham to get relegated as much as I'm rooting for Arsenal to get to bottle the title race, but this would be a sight. Have they ever been down in that division before, or have they just been in the Prem since its formation?
I think they've gone down, but like a long time ago.
Prior to the official formation of the
Probably
Barclays Premier League. Okay.
Yeah. Like maybe back when it was called like the first division.
Yeah. Either way, I mean, we'll be watching. I'll be rooting for Chelsea. You'll be rooting for Chelsea as a fan, even though you're a Napoli guy, but you can join the squad.
Hey, the Blues guys stay together,
Yeah, this is an interesting title race that's heating up here in the Premier League. It wasn't just it wasn't just that game that I wanted to ask you about. I gotta pull up this other one. Give me 1 second. But you think there's no hope for Tottenham whatsoever? No, there's nothing they can do.
The teams around them, like West Ham and Leeds, heck, even Nottingham Forest, they're picking up results.
Yeah.
Like West Ham where West Ham at? West Ham won 4-0 against Wolves, who's basically relegated. Burnley is
Wolves
relegated.
are so chopped.
Then Crystal Palace, who's still in that lower range, got a win against Newcastle. Nottingham Forest drew 1-1 to Aston Villa.
Yeah, they drew Villa. Okay, yeah.
And now Leeds is winning 1-0 at Man United. Granted, we don't know how the end result will be, but the result, it's like the teams around them are getting they've even got prior results before.
Nottingham Forest beat Tottenham a couple weeks ago.
Exactly, 3-0 at their home ground.
I wanted to ask you about this Forest Villa game. This had some big implications. This game, Forest, they got a point, which is what they needed, at least a point. Villa would have liked to win there though, based on where they're at in the table. I mean, they're right now on points. It looks like
with Man United and like third and fourth.
They're right there. Liverpool's right behind them. Next time that they snag a win. So I mean It's the Premier League is absolutely going down to the wire here. There are some storylines that we're going to be keeping track of. Tottenham, Arsenal, and then obviously, can Chelsea make top 6? Can Villa hang in there? Man United right now losing to Leeds. That would be a pretty crazy result. But
I wanted to touch base on the Liverpool game real quick.
Yeah.
Just because I think that game solidified the birth of a new star. Rio Nguamoa.
Yeah.
The goal he had against Fulham, like that curler, like bottom right corner.
Yeah.
Like if that was Max Dowman, the English media would have erupted and gone into a frenzy.
They do like Dowman.
Like, Nguamoa, I heard silence. Like besides maybe the Liverpool fans gassing it, rightfully so. But there should be more talk around this guy because no 17, 18-year-old in a team that's supposed to be that stacked like Liverpool, I guess A, should be starting, but B, scoring a goal of that caliber.
Yeah. Rio Nguamoa of Havering, United Kingdom. Interestingly enough, only 17, turning 18 this August. In his 14 matches, he has 2 goals. So some good numbers there, honestly, for such a young guy. He's already gotten onto the score sheet a couple times. He turns in strong performances. He's strong on the ball. He doesn't really get pushed off the ball like Dowman does. Every time Dowman gets touched, just because that's a guy in my brain, because you said that, he goes down. I mean, watching him play is fun because he skips between players, but bro, that guy dives a lot. So
he needs to, go to I don't mean it in a disrespectful way because I'm really skinny, but he needs to go to the gym.
They're both very young. They're still a little underdeveloped, so they'll be getting on protein and they'll be getting on fitness programs. They'll get them on the stuff like they'll get Rio on the Van Dijk program. And
get him on that Bayern Munich diet.
Yeah, bro. Leon Goretzka. Yeah. Those pics of the transformations. Robert Lewandowski too. Yeah, well, that was all around COVID when guys had nothing to do except work out.
Basically, yeah.
But yeah, Rio, a budding young star for sure. Got to look out for, along with Dowman, and obviously along with Esteval on Chelsea. I keep throwing his name into conversations where I don't belong, but look, I mean, I honestly believe both-footed, rapid, good finisher. He'll be just as valuable to us moving forward as anybody else that we have on the squad right now.
Once he gets more game time, more consistent minutes, he'll be really good. And, I know he hasn't played an official game yet, but you did tell me about him, JJ Gabriel.
Dude, JJ Gabriel, yeah, my one buddy's a United fan, and he has presented me with some pretty nuts clips of that guy. And his catalog is ridiculous. His catalog of goals for the Man United academy team is it's out of this world.
I feel like once he can, like, hopefully he breaks into the United first team, I think he can generally show, like, a lot of people what he's doing and put himself on the map.
Speaking of Esteval, he has scored in each of the last 7 games that he started for either Chelsea or the Brazil team. He scored in each of those starts. So he's coming into this World Cup hot as well. So
it's good.
Yeah, I do want to talk a little bit about the World Cup in just a bit. We're going to go to a short break here on 98.5 WNUW. You're listening to the Kickoff with Owen and Luigi. Don't go anywhere. Right now, it's gold by 2 Hollis, but in a couple moments, we will be talking about not just the World Cup. We got to wrap up some Premier League stuff. Friend Zone by Slime Santee here on 98.5 WNUW. That's right. He's up and coming. He's been making music for a little while, but his stuff recently has been sounding like that, which means it's probably going to get more and more popular by the day. We left you off talking about the Premier League, and we're coming back talking a little bit about the Premier League as Man United versus Leeds has gone to 2-0 leads.
Really?
Surprisingly, there is a second goal in that game.
Okafor brace.
Noah Okafor is responsible for both. So United is possibly in trouble. We shall see. We talked about Liverpool and the rising star Rio Ungamoa. I wanted to ask you, before we move on from the Premier League into the World Cup, is there anybody else in the Premier League that has kind of caught your eye this season? Players that have
Igor
impressed
Thiago.
you? All right. There we go. Igor Thiago. And let's remind the people where the Brazilian striker has been playing this year.
Plays for Brentford, and he's got 21 goals. Second in the league, only to, the beast himself, Erling Haaland, but only one behind, so he could potentially take that golden boot for himself because Haaland hasn't been scoring this calendar year.
Yeah, I would say that Igor Thiago is going to be the people's pick. A lot more people are going to be rooting for him to get that golden boot than
Haaland, because they want to see someone else win it.
Right, and Thiago was just brought there, right, this season.
He was there last year, but he was like injured, so he missed the entire season, bar the first maybe 7, 8 or games. He came back this season after they sold Johan Vissa, and turns out it worked out really well. He's become a bagsman, scored, like I said, over 20 goals this season. This guy will probably, at least 80%, will probably get a big money move in the summer just because you know how the market's erratic and whatnot. But, yeah.
Yeah, there are a couple of developing stories around the World Cup as we shift away from the Premier League and the many stars in it. Igor Thiago will be playing for Brazil in the upcoming World Cup alongside Esteval. So, I believe he was named as their 9. He's going to be their starting 9.
Yeah, Rafinha got injured, so I don't because they play 4-4-2 because then they have Vinny as an assist next to him. I don't know, it's a little weird, but he'll probably.
What? They should run a 4-1. They should
4-2-3-1, something like that.
Nah, they should. I mean, I think I'm always gonna be impartial to the 4-1-2-1-2, but they should have something where it's a CDM sitting in front of the defense, allowing those outside midfielders to run free. Because Thiago has to be up top. Yeah. So if you want Vinny and Rodrigo
won't even be at the World Cup. He tore his ACL.
Or Rafinha, I'm sorry. Rafinha. Sorry, slip of the tongue. Wrong R name.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Yeah, I mean, before that, Chelsea were eyeing him up.
And don't forget João Pedro, too.
Yeah, so it's gonna be him and Igor Thiago. So I'm thinking Rafinha and Vinny have to play outside of them somehow. So, yeah, I mean, look, that's for the manager.
That's for Ancelotti to figure out.
Yeah, that's right, dude. Ancelotti's their manager. He's gonna have to because he's the big personality guy.
Yeah,
he's gonna be the man tasked with getting Brazil back on track.
He said there's looking more likely that Neymar gets called up.
Really?
Yeah, to the World Cup squad. He said, Ancelotti did in an interview, said, if Neymar continues like this, it's, almost certain he gets called up. Granted, almost certain, not fully 100%, but, how he said it made it sound like Neymar's got a really good chance of getting called up.
I feel like he has to be there.
he'll easily be an X factor just for like veteran leadership.
That's
like
what I
you
was
need
gonna
someone
say.
like him to like
Yeah,
help the youth.
they all look up to him too.
Exactly.
Growing up, they all wanted to be him. I mean, Neymar is the guy. For our generation, he's the man for Brazil soccer.
hmm
A lot of people say he's the best Brazilian-born player ever.
I don't.
A lot of people say that, man.
I disagree.
I don't know if I'm one of. I might be one of. I don't know. I may or may not be. 5'5" on FIFA goes a long way with me. I'm just kidding.
I would say R9, the original.
Yeah, it's another 5'5".
Granted, I never watched them play, but
Yeah.
I've seen a lot. So, and I've heard a
Yeah.
lot. So,
Yeah, apparently that man had knees touched by God himself. That's what people say, that he was that blessed and he could move that well for that size and that speed. I mean, that's good for him. Good for Ronaldo. But
sadly, those knees exploded.
yeah, same thing with Adriano.
Yeah,
Similar kind of deal.
Adriano would have been on that same level. Just he sadly, like his father passed away, and then after that he started touching alcohol, and it just spiraled downhill from there. But that's a lot of. Realize it's like a common trend with like certain Brazilian players. Even Ronaldinho, like really great, won the Ballon d'Or.
Well, he's Paraguayan.
No,
I don't know. Is he?
Ronaldinho?
Yeah.
He's from Brazil.
I thought he was in jail down there because he had faked.
Oh yeah, he had like faked his like passport and he was like locked up for. I think it was during COVID that happened too. Yeah, no, like he also had problems like with partying and alcohol. So,
He's an interesting looking guy. Just because like the hair with the teeth with the whole thing he's got going on.
Yeah.
So the World Cup is bringing fans. It's bringing haters. It's bringing a lot of money, which could be good, but it's also bringing a lot of questions about the money, such as ticket prices. Now, fans are becoming haters because of the money questions surrounding ticket prices. See what I did there to tie all of those together? There's an article from The Hill that was posted actually today, and it says fans are expressing outrage as the U.S. World Cup ticket prices soar. Because they are. I don't know if you got to see any of the ticket prices, but I mean, I got lucky because my mom entered a raffle and snagged a couple for the Curacao versus Ivory Coast game, Cote d'Ivoire. But unfortunately, for a lot of other people that want to get out and see that game or see another game, it's too much. The cost is too much. So articles are coming out saying fans aren't happy. FIFA themselves are coming out and closing down blocks of hotels, right? Over 10,000 rooms have been closed, or reservations have been closed for rooms throughout the city during the time with the World Cup. I need to ask you, Luigi, what do you think of all this? Is it a price issue? Is it a United States isn't ready for soccer issue? Honestly, what do you think of the controversy?
Well, it doesn't surprise me that all this is going on, but my opinion is that I think it's the United States issue, mostly because it's how they're running and like all these prices are ridiculous. Like, I get it's the World Cup, the biggest tournament in the world, but do you want people to show up or do you just want empty stadiums? Because
Exactly.
if you're charging $1,000 for like a nosebleed seat, no one's gonna pay that. And it was the same problem with the Club World Cup last summer. How all these ticket prices were expensive. They noticed that no one was buying these expensive tickets because it was $300 for, again, a nosebleed seat. And, they dropped them down to like half. And even then, like the lower seats was like $500.
Even then, towards the end, I mean, like a day or two before a game at the Link, the prices had dropped down to $34, and I was like, "Bro, holy cow!" Like, if I didn't make plans already for tomorrow night, I would have gone to that. But, I mean, do you expect to see ticket prices to drop?
There better be a drop if they want people to show up. Like, they got to think about like, yeah, you got to make money, but you can't just overprice it. Like, that's the thing. Like I know it's just a big money grab at the end of the day, but it's like, the people who are even running it, like they have to also think realistically too, because you're gonna make people pay like 1,000-2,000, like. And the thing is, there's, with all due respect to the people who do it, there's people dumb enough that'll actually buy those tickets too.
Well, a lot of people are super passionate about the game, but unfortunately here you don't have as much passion. People aren't really fans here. They're like consumers and customers. Yeah. So these big companies think they can just, $3,000, $2,000, $3,000 for a ticket. They think somebody's just going to buy that. I understand that somebody somewhere might, but a lot of problems in this country. One of them is definitely this whole consumerism thing. I mean,
Yeah.
it's been taken to the max. We are absolutely sucked dry, Pauls, every single day by, having to deal with prices going up and up and up. And then, look, here's the newest thing. Here's the coolest thing. Here's the flashiest thing. And each time, you're just paying a little bit more for something a little bit less without realizing it. And
Exactly.
it comes around to sports, and people are there to buy things. They're there to not just buy the ticket, but buy the food. And then the food is twice as what it would be outside at a normal restaurant. The beer, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
The
everything's
beer is
gonna
15
just double,
bucks. It's like,
tripled, and
yeah.
it's ridiculous, and it really shouldn't even be like that. But
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Are you gonna do your best to get out to a World Cup game, or not really? Not interested.
well, the thing is, like, I looked at the Philly games, and there was one that I was potentially gonna go to with some friends, Brazil, Haiti. 'Cause
Yeah.
like some of my friends are Haitian.
Yeah.
So I was like talking to them. I'm like, like if we can like maybe get money and put it together, like all as a collective, we could try maybe get some seats. But looking at it, it doesn't really look likely because, like, it maybe me be a personal thing to myself because I'm frugal. Okay, like I don't like to like spend inadequate money or like money inadequately. Like if I got to pay that much, it's just like it takes the fun out of it for me. Like if I want to pay like for a ticket and like a good seating, like, I could go to like a 500. Okay, I'll be honest, a 500 I could do it. But if you're getting into like that 1,000, 2,000 range for like nosebleed seats,
It ain't worth it.
it ain't worth it.
It ain't worth. Yeah. Well, among the controversy surrounding the World Cup, we also have nations with travel bans. Haiti being one of them. Fans aren't allowed to come over. Only the team's allowed to come over. You know what I mean? There's a couple of different nations that are travel banned. That's just they come to mind because you mentioned them. But I wanted to ask you, what's good with Iran? Iran is coming out and saying that they don't want to come over and play in the World Cup because some of the games are going to be in the U.S. And they said, no, come on, guys, you have to play. So Iran's like, it's cool, we'll come play, but we're not going to play in the U.S. So they submitted something to FIFA. They got a bunch of signatures on it, and they said, look, we don't want to play any games in the United States. We'll play in Canada, we'll play in Mexico, we'll do what we're supposed to do there, but we're not comfortable playing there per se. Now, FIFA rejected it.
Oh.
They rejected the notion. So, what do you think, Luigi?
Well, knowing the whole world situation right now, I can't blame them for wanting to do that.
Yeah.
I guess I might throw in a little joke in here. To Iran, please go to the World Cup. You know why? Because if you guys don't go, Italy has to go, and then we'll just, make a mockery of ourselves.
Wait, what?
So supposedly, if Iran doesn't qualify, like I think 4 nations, it's either Italy directly qualifies or there's going to be like 4 nations, and they're going to play in another playoff bracket kind of manner, and then like the 2 winners of the semifinals go to the final, and then the winner goes and qualifies. But again, going back to like the more serious things, like if Iran doesn't want to, like they wanted to do that, I can understand them because like with the whole world situation that's going on right now, like I was saying, it makes sense. They probably don't feel comfortable. They'll probably get like jeered wherever the heck they go because regardless of what state they're in. But I guess it's all going to be determined from now up until when does it start? Like June 12th or something like that, the World Cup?
Yeah, it's around there.
Like, and it's going to be from here until 2 months from now. We'll see what happens.
That we will, my friend. That we will. I agree with what you said there. You can't blame them. You can't blame them for saying that. They want to do what they want to do. People from New Jersey are actually going to be impacted. NJ commuters are to get a discount to offset the Penn Station World Cup closure. That's closure. Penn Station World Cup closure. Apologies. It's being shut down. Right? New York Penn Station, a lot of the North Jersey people are using that every single day for work. Unfortunately, before kickoff, there are multiple matches that are being held up there at MetLife in North Jersey. Before kickoff, up to 4 hours before, and, even at intermittent times, whenever they need to do something around that area, they're going to shut that station down. So supposedly NJ commuters are going to be reimbursed. They'll be having some kind of plan in place for them, but the article required a subscription to keep reading. So that's what's going on there. But the point that I wanted to talk about is the impact of commute. Travel is going to be really tough, especially in places like, well, that one, East Rutherford up there. Mm-hmm. But through the city, travel is going to be rough at times. It's going to be super
Parking
packed.
too.
Yeah, a lot of it's going to be like I'm working for something that's going on, and I'm going to be at Lemon Hill at the Fan Fest. So that's going to be parking there is going to be terrible because I'm going to have to find residential parking because I don't think they're going to have much in the park. Yeah. But look, that's another hill that we'll cross when we get to it.
Cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah,
one of my favorite sayings.
Bridge, yeah, across that bridge when we get. Yeah, that's another hill I'll jump over, another obstacle that I'll tackle, per se. We are going to go to a short break because Luigi and I need to talk about what happened in the Champions League and what we think is going to happen tomorrow and the next day.
Of course.
But don't go anywhere because this time it's not Hyperpop, it's Third Eye Blind. Who doesn't love Third Eye Blind? Never Let You Go here on 98.5 WNUW. She's like a sunburn. She's like a sunburn. Join Newman faculty, staff, and students on a philosophical journey. That's right. Tune into Leaving the Cave from 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. Thursdays on 98.5 WNUW. Dexter and the Moon Rocks here on 98.5 WNUW. That song is called Freaking Out, and it's just about everywhere right now. I keep seeing it on all the reels on Instagram, on YouTube. Good for those guys, man. They've been making music for a little while now, and they are finally getting their moment. So, have you heard that one yet, Luigi? Freaking Out?
I didn't come across that one live, but
hey,
I'll definitely give it a look.
I just put them on. I just put them on. That's no lie right there. What are you thinking on the UCL? What are you thinking on the UCL?
UCL?
Because I wanted to ask you about PSG. I believe the words you used were cakewalk.
Yeah.
Yeah. So PSG and Liverpool, what do you see coming there?
PSG probably gets another 2-3-0 win and cakewalks because, this Liverpool team is just not convincing. I get it. Anfield is it's home ground, and it can definitely help them.
Or at Anfield.
But this PSG team is just built different from top to bottom, from the defense to the midfield to the attack. I just don't think. If you were to go like for like on every position, I think PSG may clear them at every single spot, maybe bar goalkeeper.
Really?
I mean,
every single position? You think PSG is the better player?
Yeah, I mean Safonov and Mamardashvili. I mean, you could probably give that to Mamardashvili. The left back, Nuno Mendes, is better than Kirkez. Van Dijk is not on the same level of Pacho. Maybe Van Dijk's had a better career, but Pacho as of right now is better. Konate's not on the same level of Marquinhos. Frimpong is nowhere near the level of Hakimi. Gravenberch, maybe he's a little better than Zaire Emery.
Yeah, I was going to say Gravenberch is
better than Zaire Emery. But I would not put McAllister over Vitinha. João Neves, I'd put him over Soboslai. And then the front three of Wirtz, Ekitike, and Soboslai would not take any of them in the front three of Kvara, Dembele, and Doué. So, yeah.
Fair enough, my friend. I mean, he makes a good point. Liverpool are going back to Anfield. They're hoping for some kind of result against the reigning champions, and the team, frankly, they look unbeatable right now. Them and Bayern look almost unbeatable. Just to remind people of what happened in that first leg, it was 2-0. PSG goals came from Doué and Kvaratskhelia, who could very well be one of the most informed wingers in the world right now. Mm-hmm. He's feeling himself. And I wanted to ask you about something that Arne Slot said. Arne Slot, obviously the Liverpool manager. This is from Sky Sports. Liverpool welcome Paris Saint-Germain to Anfield in the Champions League quarterfinal. It's the second leg on Tuesday night, and they're looking to overturn a 2-0 deficit. Arne Slot says, there is a belief that we can do special things. Very vague. He's vague posting right now.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of Arne Slot? What do you think of his management of Liverpool? I know that you said that he came into a made team already, so that the title wasn't, super crazy impressive. But is that you that said that? I think that was
I don't know.
somebody else. I was talking to somebody fairly recently about soccer, and I was asking about Schlott and his tenure at Liverpool, and they were like, "Yeah, well, I mean, their first year, it's like, is it even that impressive that they were already ahead by that much? Everything, all the tactics and everything, and he just walked in." I don't know. What do you think of this guy?
I think this year, like, I kind of agree with what you said that the team was kind of self-made, bar like 1 to 2 signings. But even then, I think there was Marmardashvili and Case who didn't play. So he did have this team to go forward with. But at the same time, it's like I have to give him credit for his first season because, Klopp, for as great as a manager was, he only won 1 Premier League title with Liverpool.
Yeah.
Nothing to discredit from him because he won, FA Cups, Carabaos, Champions League, Super Cups,
Right.
all that. But it's like Slot stepped in his first season and took over basically the same team and made them winners. I think what the main issue was that he tried putting some of his own into the team, and that's how, the term? The life of the team kind of got sucked out of it. Granted, there was the tragic loss of Diogo Jota, which I feel has had a bit of an impact on this team.
Huge impact,
teammates,
for sure. Yeah.
because, going through something like that, or like knowing that someone close to you, and him and his brother, that happened to him, it's really depressing. Again, like we've talked about, signings haven't clicked, whether it be injury, fit on the team, all that. I think, like I said, I still stand on the train that Slot should probably get sacked at the end of the season. They should get Xabi Alonso.
Saw that coming. Yeah.
But,
yeah.
Going back to what he said, everyone's entitled to believe what they believe. Like I said, Anfield's a fortress. At least, like, it can back the team up. Even if they're not playing well, they can make an atmosphere in there to put pressure on the PSG players. So, again, I think he's in his right to say that. Do I really believe it? Not really, because, like I said, PSG, far superior team. And, Liverpool will just have to focus on qualifying for Champions League this season.
I think it's a fair take. I think it's well said. The other 2-0 aggregate, however, is Atletico Barcelona. Perhaps this one's a little bit closer. Atletico are going to park it. Simeone's been in this position before. If there's one guy that you want to manage your squad in a Champions League quarterfinal, semifinal against another La Liga team, surely it's either like Simeone or Mourinho. Like, surely. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. I would like to think that in this one, Simeone has his boys ready, and they either get the tie or lose, but score enough that
it doesn't
really matter. But, that's just my take on it. I agree with you on that first one. I think PSG is cakewalking, but I think that Atletico Madrid could potentially get this done. I think we see like a 2-2 draw this game.
Yeah. Again, I noticed something on Instagram. Lamine Yamal changed his profile picture to 2016 LeBron, where he won the chip with like the comeback from 3-1 down. I wouldn't be surprised if Barcelona were to pull a comeback, like pull it off.
Did he really do that, bro?
He did.
Oh my gosh! All right, go
ahead.
Get
the chance, check it.
Go ahead.
Unless he changed it already, but again, like you said, Atletico, we already know the strategy. Up 2-0 already because they won in the first leg. They're gonna park that bus for 100 minutes, not just the 90. You're gonna wait till the last, after the game ends, they'll still be parking the bus. And plus,
yeah. So he has kept that. Why is his bio Samurai Jack?
Actually,
I don't understand that.
Who knows? Well, because maybe it was like that random partnership that Travis Scott did with them last year.
Oh, no. It's a reference to a show, an old animated show.
Ah.
Bro, he wasn't even born yet. I wasn't even born yet either. 2001. Yeah. Samurai Jack, adventure anime series. So he thinks he's Samurai Jack. That's what he feels like. Interesting. That's interesting. He feels that way. Hey. This guy literally watched this show. He watched one season of this show one time and adopted it as his personality.
Fair enough. Yeah, he's like, I feel like if Rashford's more clinical, I think Barca has what it takes, but I think, again, like I said, Atletico, like we've said, Atletico is going to park that bus and they'll probably walk home. They'll probably go to the semis, and I think they will face the winner of the Arsenal tie. Let me check the knockout. It's if they were to win, yeah, the winner of Barca Atletico faces the winner of Sporting Arsenal, and then like Bayern, like
Right. That's our next one actually. Sporting Arsenal. On aggregate, we do have Arsenal ahead. Only 1-0 they won at Sporting's place. Only 1-0. So now we have Sporting coming back to the Emirates. Man, let me think. I like 3-1 Arsenal. What do you think?
yeah, 2-0, 3-0.
Yeah.
Heck, if you want to be nice, 2-1. Probably Sporting gets like that late consolation goal.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're getting back like some of their players like Saka and Eze. So, I think they should be all right.
Yeah.
I think they should be all
I
right.
hope they lose, but they should be all right.
Yeah.
Bayern Real Madrid. Aggregate 2-1 to the Bayern boys. I'm sticking with them. I'm hoping Bayern pulls it out. We'll see what happens, though. I'm kind of up in the air here, but I think I'm going to keep on riding with the German, what's that called? Not hype train, but when bandwagon, woo, woo. Yeah, I'm bandwagon a little bit. My buddy Connor's a big time Bayern fan because he likes when they play well and he doesn't like when they don't, and he remembers all the nostalgic players and this, that, and the other. He's through and through. Now, I want to ask you about Bayern Munich. Is this the team that has what it takes to finally put Real Madrid in the dirt, or are they going to get some crappy 90th minute pen call and beat Bayern?
I think Bayern should take this.
Come on.
I think Bayern should take this.
Come on. The boys are going to go 4 for 4. Luigi predicted previous round very nicely. Very nicely. He wasn't sure about Bodo. We wrote it for fun, but he predicted it very nicely, and I got to say, I like his picks here. I'm feeling pretty good about this. Let's see, Liverpool and PSG. PSG, Atletico, Arsenal, and Bayern.
I'll say this though. If Mbappe does not play or does not start, Real have a higher chance to actually try and pull something off.
Yes.
Only if that's the case.
Bro, he had so many chances in that first leg. Everybody, he's so good. He's creating so many chances. How do you score one goal with all those chances?
Exactly.
He's supposed to be the best, and he's offside multiple times again. Hey, look. That's Mbappe. That's Real Madrid's problem. That's not my problem.
Yeah, no.
Champions League tomorrow. You don't want to miss it. And the next day, Luigi and I will have the Paramount Plus up. And if we have time to watch it, we will do so. It's going to be a busy week for me, man. Got a lot going on. Woof. Luigi, before we wrap it up, before we finish it off and send them home, is there anything else that you want to say? Anything on your mind? Not just surrounding the soccer world, but anything at all.
It's 2 words.
What's up?
Forza Napoli.
Forza Napoli, that's right. And go Chelsea. Come on, you Blues. I hope that everybody enjoys the rest of their Monday. Signing off is Luigi and Owen. This has been the Kickoff. We'll be back next Monday at 3 p.m. This is 98.5 WNUW, and we're playing Ivry.